Hi guys, welcome to another Mission Monday. And we always have the treats for you. We know we always have the treats. So we have Miss Deborah Crowley. She is a successful business owner. She's actually had a successful exit in a business, and now she has started another company called Exclusive Elderly Resource Center. And so, guys, I want you to stick around. I want you to listen to how she started her business, how she grew that business over the years, how she had a successful exit. Because you know what, a lot of times we're in our business and we don't know when to exit. She's going to go over that. And then now we're going to be talking about what she is doing now for the community. So good afternoon or morning because this is pre-recorded, but good morning. Can you introduce yourself and tell us about, can you tell us about both of your businesses?
All right. My name is Deborah Crowley, and thank you, Tina. It's been an honor to be with you, or you be with me on my journey, and I thank you for that. My company was Exclusive Cleaning Services. I had it for 17 years. I started actually with you. We were in class together. You had I think it was a 5-week class talking about business plan writing and being an entrepreneur. And I thank you for that because I was working in corporate, and working in corporate and being an entrepreneur is totally different. You can get the concepts and the structure, but only in a business is different. So I thank you for that class because it provided me the tools that I needed for my cleaning company and to structure my cleaning company. So did that for 17 years. I hired over 350 employees, right?
Oh,
Yeah, throughout those years. So it's probably more than that. And I scaled it to $1 million. From scratch. From scratch. Originally, I was going to get a franchise, but I said, why get a franchise when I can do it myself to alleviate that third party, right? So I
right.
built it from scratch. Like I said, 17 years, and I just sold it in December of last year, right?
Oh, oh my goodness. A lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, are in their business. They don't realize that these businesses become assets. And there's something that you can sell and get a lump sum of money, if you build it right and you have that right structure. So that's amazing.
Yes, yes. That was a difficult decision, but it was God that placed on my heart. After a certain while, you start losing interest, and I didn't use interest because it was my baby, but I started not being creative with the business, and that's when you know it's time for you to go. That's not your purpose anymore. I did what I needed to do to hire the youth and elderly people as well, but it
Mhm.
was time to go. God said, "Okay, I need you to sell this business." So I went to work. I got a third party company to help me to sell the business as well. And it went smooth. I had my attorney look at the documents and everything, and it went smooth. But it's a lot of detail into selling your business. You have to make sure your numbers, your P&Ls, and everything is correct to do that. So why not start early, right? So when you get ready to sell your business, you have everything in order, right? So I did that, and thank you for that too. With the business plan, I was able to supply the business plan so they could see how it runs. And then I had it structured, right, already. So sold that in December. And now I have Exclusive Elderly Resource Center. It's a nonprofit organization supporting seniors. My
Uh-huh.
mom passed away years ago, right? And she was in New Jersey. I'm here in Michigan. I didn't know what to do. I
Mhm.
didn't know what resources, where to go, what to get, transportation, moving here, home health care, you name it, close her account. Thank God she had a will though, because we had everything in order too with the will though. But however, transport, you still have to go through a lot, right? So then I opened Exclusive Elderly Resource Center because I thought it would be an amazing ideal to open that and be supportive with the seniors, providing them transportation, food, home health care. I have banks that's asking me to come in and
Mhm.
sit in the bank with them because a lot of times they go into the banks and the banks want them to fill out paperwork, go on a computer.
Wow.
They don't know how to do that. So
Wow.
I created a program. It's called Kava, where I can it's a document management tool where I can in-house their documents. So if they need something sent to different locations, I can do that. Of course, It has to be it's HIPAA compliance, but
Mhm.
I could be able to do that and help like family members. They have their own life to live, right?
Yes,
Have
yes.
their things to do. So why not come to me? It's a subscription base. It starts out at $39 for your basics, like your phone calls, anniversaries, checking on them,
Mm.
companionship, transportation, all that. So I created this to help our seniors because guess what? They're not being cared for, even with the cleaning company. I mean, and it's not because we can't care for them. Everybody have their own lives, right?
Yes,
Everybody
yes.
do. And you get to that certain age where you need someone to help you, right? In a cleaning company too, I would clean for seniors and they would have paperwork stacked up to here. But
Oh gosh.
yes, it was amazing. And they're like, I don't have anybody. I'm sick. And seniors will say to the children, I'm okay.
Yep.
Right? I'm doing okay. I don't need
Yep.
you because they think that the children are so busy and they don't want to burden them. So that's where I come in.
Oh my gosh, you are such a beautiful person. I was about to ask you what inspired you to start that business and what problem are you solving for your customers. So I see what inspired you. And you just described the problem that you are solving for your customers because yeah, elderly people. I remember my grandmother, my mama Jewel, I call her Mama Jewel. She didn't want to burden us, but she didn't have any problems calling me though. So she just said, "Look, I'm you coming over here and doing all this paperwork." She made me do all that paperwork. So I understand, but sometimes people are busy. They don't have time to go do that paperwork. They don't have time to go and help. And so now they have someone like you that could where they can get some resources. I really appreciate you. So tell me, how does your business serve and impact the community?
It definitely impacts the community because it's an opportunity, like I said, for the siblings or the children. They could go out and live their life, right? They can go out and work. They can go out and help the community while I take care of their parents. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
I do everything to help them out, and it impacts the community because the aging they need something to do too. I'll be doing some different events. A matter of fact, in June 1st, I have an event coming up where we're gonna supply them food. The vendor's gonna give them giveaways, and we're gonna just treat them special because they deserve it. So that's how I'm impacting the community. I've always impacted the community with exclusive cleaning services, providing jobs, and now also too with the elderly program, I'll be providing jobs too. I'll be looking for volunteers,
Okay.
right? To give the seniors something to do. Now it's not seniors, it's called the aging. So to
Mhm.
give them something to do as well.
Oh man, man, man. All right. So what sets your business apart from others in the industry?
It's a resource center.
Okay.
It's a one-stop shop. A lot of these business they do separate things. Like I'm connecting with vendors.
Mhm.
One vendor may do just home health care.
Okay.
Another vendor may just provide transportation. Another vendor may do something else. But you could come to my location and get everything you need. I'm not only helping the aging, but I'm helping the companies too promote them as well with the business.
Oh man. Wow, wow. So what would you say to a potential customer who is consider using your service? And
Um,
how would they sign up? What how does that work?
so a potential customer be with someone that may need transportation, right? I would call them or they would call me and I would set them up into our system, the system I told you about, Kava, an
Mhm.
intake form. And I would find out exactly what they need, right? They would tell me what they need. I would go through all the process of medicines, anything that they
Oh, wow.
going through, I would know about. I'm like, okay, they was like, Deborah, I just need transportation or I need a home care agent. I would connect them to the vendors and make sure that they were connecting, setting up everything, making sure everything is set up properly. Of
Mhm.
course, I wouldn't be responsible because I have a disclaimer, like I'm not responsible, but I make sure that my vendors are on point, right?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
they would call me and I would do the intake and connect them to those vendors. And
Kudos.
then, yeah, that's what happened.
Yo, keep going. I
Oh,
want to know.
and we connect to the vendors, right? Say, for example, if they need a mortgage or something, reverse mortgage, I would connect them to
Mm.
a contact person in the bank
Oh,
stating, and I would build that rapport too. That's what I'm trying to do with build rapport with banks too, so I can connect them to one person if possible, so they can assist them. And I would be following up to make sure that everything is flowing correctly.
Amazing. That's amazing. I mean, that application that really kind of helps everything, that assessment, so that now they can get that full support. That is amazing. There's I'm just, I'm always thinking off the top of my head. There is a SBIR technology grant that I don't know. I need to see what that application is looking like, but you might be, it might be something that might qualify for one of those grants. We'll talk about that offline, but it was sometimes when I'm thinking of it, I gotta get it out so you can remember, then we can talk,
Well, that's amazing, is because even with your grants, and I learned this from you, sometimes you have to think outside of the box, right? Your grant may, like you said, the technology grant, I would have thought of that. You know what I mean? And that's where you come in. So that's great, because I need that too. Awesome. Keep this up as well.
Well, that brings us right into your experience with QT. How did you first hear about QT Business Solutions?
Oh my God. One of my friends told me about it. I was working in corporate. Matter of fact, I was working in corporate when I started the cleaning company.
Okay.
Right? Don't ever quit your job until you're ready to go out there, right? Because you need those funding. So I was working at the Renaissance Center, if you will, here in Detroit. And someone told me about you. They were very adamant about Tina QT business, like I am now too. And they said, okay, they got a flyer or something. So we went and I paid for the class. And then it was truly amazing, because you did my proposal. And I'm like, I don't have time to go to no classes. Right? But then you have to sacrifice. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. You have to sacrifice. So after work, or it was on the classes was on weekends, I think, or something.
I think it was Saturdays.
I would come every Saturday, and I met so many different people, and you gave us so many tools to use for it. And my business, I still have that business plan till today. And I know I need to update it. Well, no, I don't now. I don't have the cleaning company.
We do something else. Now you need a grant proposal. We got something else for you.
Yes. So that was pretty amazing too. You had everything that I didn't know about in this business plan. A lot of things you taught us to, just from interviewing to social media. And social media wasn't really out back then, right? Right. But now I thank you for that, because you introduced me to a lot of different things when I first started the class with you. And ever since then, I'm like, okay, you got to go to QT, but I tell everybody about you. And back then it was QT Enterprises, right? And you rebranded yourself. So still trying to send people to you, because the organization is awesome. That's one, again, too. That's your situation. I mean, your office is a one-stop location too, as well. It's a resource center as well. So I thank you for that. And I'll always be QT business.
Thank you. You know what? One of our goals is to create raving fans, and I know over the years you've sent us so much business. So thank you for appreciating. A lot of times too, I would say in our community, sometimes we don't appreciate publicly our resources. So I want to thank you, because you've been a resource for me, because you not only was I a resource for you, but you sent other people back to me. So we're just kind of, doing that little, that keeping it in the community. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. Collaboration. So,
what challenges were you facing before working with QT Business Solutions?
Working in corporate. Working in corporate America, not being seen, not being heard as a female, or as an African American woman too, as well. It wasn't my thing anymore. You know what I mean? Being in corporate for 20 something years, it was a lot of obstacles. That's why I left, girl. But when I left corporate, I walked around. I looked at everybody who I brought on, because I would bring on employees. I was somewhat not HR, but I would bring on everyone to give them whatever they need to function at their job. So I walked around and looked at everybody, went back to my desk, start retrieving things from my desk. and it was time for me to go within that next 2 weeks. And I had already planned my cleaning company already too, but it was just time. And it was just a lot of things going on in corporate America that just wasn't fitting right for me.
You know, it's funny that you say that right now. I'm hearing people getting laid off left and right from their jobs. And you think you have, job security. But if you I in my opinion, if you don't own it, there's no security. You know who you are and how your work ethic is. Someone else might just let you go. I mean, like, you know what's going on right now with everybody getting let go from the federal government, and it's people that been there for years and depended on retiring from there. And that's not how this world works. That's not how America works right now. So I definitely believe we gotta make sure that even if you have a corporate job, you always have something that is yours that you build yourself.
Yes.
Um, so can you walk us through the process of working with QT when you did go through the class? Like, I know it was so long ago because walk through what actually happened. And
Okay.
I know I had it structured in, this week we did this, and this week
Mhm.
we did that, and then we would have group sessions, and then I did one-on-ones because I had to do each of you guys' number separately,
Yeah.
um, to make sure that the lender would be able to have a business tailored to you. But what can you remember? I know it's been a long while.
I think what I liked, you had people come in too to speak.
Mm,
People from other businesses to come in to speak, to tell us, like I said, something about the media. It was different people that you brought in to speak to us. Also, what was good too, you had different people with different backgrounds, that wanted dreams about their company. So it was good to see that and be in that environment too as well. You had different projects for us to do too. And even with the business plan, it was personable, right? You would sit with us. I think it was a guy, I don't know his name, but he sat with me and we went through my business plan, and you guys did it quickly. We didn't have to wait a long time to get our business plans, because a lot of times people take a long time to give you your information. So that was that. And then weekly, we will always do something different pertaining to entrepreneurship, even leadership. You talked about leadership too as well. And we did that. And that stuck with me too for a long time. And then I'm trying to think what else. Just the different tools that you provided for us.
wow. 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 I'm so glad that we're doing this because I hadn't talked to you in a while. And, when you do something so often, it's like it to me, it's second nature, or that, oh, did my camera go away? Hold on.
Yes, you're
Hold
frozen.
on. Am I still here?
Uh-oh.
See, let me add myself back.
That's
Uh-oh.
okay. People in, and then we had different events going on, and you supplied us with a lot of tools, right? A lot of different tools for entrepreneurship, leadership, just how to scale your business. And I thought that was pretty good. And even with the business plan, that was personable. You had a guy sit in a conference room with me, and we went over everything, and it was a quick turnaround. That's what I loved about it, because I needed that business plan, because once you start getting those ideas, you want everything to flow, right? And that's what happened there. So I thank you for that. And just the leadership and meeting different people, right? You had different people in there for different ideas and different businesses. And I thought that was pretty cool, because we all learned about each other. And guess what? We utilized each other's business. So that was a good thing too as well. But thank you for that.
Amazing. Amazing. So, there it's a lot of stuff. What would you say was the most valuable part about working with QT Business Solutions?
Collaboration, sincerity, concern. I could give you a lot of acronyms about your organization because you cared, right? And a lot of times you go to these companies and you get involved. It's just hurry up, get it done next, right?
Oh,
You
yes.
guys were very personable, and you made sure everything followed through to the end, until even to the point where your receptionist would call me and say, "Hey, we're just checking in on you." So it was pretty good.
Oh man. You know what? That I think that's what makes us different. We won't leave you. I don't think we're I mean, I know we have really great customer service and things like that, but we just won't leave you. That's even if you might have been a client. I have clients years. Like look at you. You might be a repeat client on something. I have a client, one of my friends. She's my clients become my friends, and obviously, um, but she's bought like 5 different business plans over the years. Like, I wanted a business plan on this, so she like, yep, give me that business plan. So it's so fun, being in this industry and being able to help people start or even think through, some a business and just kind of get to the finish line, and then they know that they can come back, years and years and keep going. So
Right.
let's talk about this. Let's talk about, well, we already talked about since since working with QT, how has your business grown? Well, we know you started it, you grew it to $1 million, you sold it, had an exit, and now you're already doing a whole other business. What key lessons would you say, give us a key lesson that you would give to a business owner, a startup or someone that wants to grow their business to $1 million?
I think I have three. Be consistent,
Mm.
know your numbers, and treat people the way you want to be treated.
Oh, there you go.
Because that's so key. A lot of my customers and my employees, I treated them like they were human. To so much where I put them before me at
Mm.
times. And that's why I had to reevaluate the situation and say, okay, you're an entrepreneur. You have to remember that, right?
Ooh.
However, you still have to treat them like they're human. Like I said, understanding your numbers, that's so key. Up until the point where I sold my business. And of course, as an entrepreneur, things go so fast, it's hard for you to keep up.
Whew.
It's hard for you to keep up. That's why it's okay to get resources.
It's
Somebody like your organization to take care of the grants and to do whatever it needs to do. Get an accountant so they can worry about that, so you can focus on the business. And a lot of times entrepreneurs think they should be doing the business. Like a lot of times the cleaners would say to me, "Miss Crowley, you don't clean." I'm like, I can't run the business and clean too. But if they needed me to do it, I would be there to do that, right? But you can't run a business and do the job as well. You have to structure.
Can you say that again? You can't be the operator and run the business.
You can't be the operator and run a business because guess what? You'll stress out. You'll get overwhelmed. Things will start falling apart right
Yes.
before your eyes. You can't do that. You can't be everything. Like it to a point where I couldn't. And a lot of times we'll say, I can't afford an assistant or I can't afford a virtual assistant. You will find a way if you have to, because I did. I hired an office assistant and it was amazing because I was able to make the money to
Mm,
pay her,
mm,
right? So you'll figure out a way to get that done. Even if you get a virtual assistant for $7 an hour, my virtual assistant does all my postings, everything. That alleviates my time.
mm,
So
mm.
time management is important too as an entrepreneur, and being compassionate about what you do. After when I sold the company, I was like, okay, I'm not there. I'm not being creative like I should. So it's time for you to go. You know what I mean? And that's when I sold it too as well. But those three key components: scale your business,
That's how
prioritize
you,
time.
guys, you learn how to scale your business to $1 million from a person that has done it and done an exit. So we're going to ask you this. I'm going to ask you, what's a fun fact about you that most people don't know?
Oh wow, silly. I will. I love to make people laugh. Well, they know that I'm not. Well, some don't, because sometimes when you, as an entrepreneur, you have to uphold that professional appearance. However, I'll make you laugh. I'll have you
Yes,
laugh.
I do. It's so refreshing when you just can be in the room and just laugh. That's it,
Be yourself.
and
Be
just be yourself.
yourself. Yes, be yourself. I used to go into rooms where you have millionaires and different people of that level. Like, just be yourself. It's only one of you. Just be yourself.
Yes.
Once you have experienced that, like scale the business and done what I've done, bravo. I have a
Bravo.
friend, her name is Crystal Gunn. She was like, why don't you pat yourself on the back? Bravo, bravo. And I
Yes.
don't do that. But now, bravo.
It's so funny. I know Crystal too.
Yeah,
Uh,
bravo.
she, I think she's silly too as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you, if you weren't running this business, the new one, what would you be doing instead?
Oh my God, I'm doing so much now. I'm a part of an organization. It's called G100, and we connect to women all over the world. I just was honored at the United Nations in New York. I spoke.
Oh,
Yes, girl, that blew me away. And
oh,
it's a free organization you could join, and you can literally connecting with women. I've been on podcasts in Africa, Philippines, you name it. Getting yourself out there, global, becoming global, right?
wow.
Then I have a new line coming up. It's called Keep It Moving. From yes, from I'm turning pain into purpose with Keep It Moving, because of domestic violence situation that I went through, and it just showed empowering women. You don't have to get stuck. You can keep it moving.
You can keep it
Even
moving.
in business, you can keep it moving. So that's
Ooh.
my favorite line. Everybody's always say, "You, what's your favorite? What's your favorite line?" And they know, keep it moving, because you can't stay stuck. You got to keep
I love it. I'm telling you, I love it. I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know about, exclusive elderly resource center. Can you give them the way to contact you, your telephone number and your
it.
website?
Okay, my phone number is 248-930-0271. Just leave me a message. It's my other company. You'll hear my other company, Crowley and Associates. So, but it still involves elderly and all my other things that I do as well. So it's 248-930-0271. My website is elderlyresourcecenter.mystrickling.com.
Okay. I appreciate you for joining us today. Guys, I love entrepreneurs. I love, seeing a story. We go back way back and then just, seeing it grow into a business and then do a successful exit. I think that's one of our first one that actually did a successful exit. So thank you for being that. Guys, join us next time for another Mission Monday, and continue to watch us.